Last year, so many of you joined us for the 5K, and it was the most amazing experience in person and virtually. It was so much fun that we are bringing it back. This time, it's in Tampa.
May 4th, we are bringing the whole crew back, including Jelly Roll. Me, Tom, Jelly Roll. Listen, if you don't think you can do it, Tommy, tell them they can do it.
You can do it. We can do it. We did it. Look at us. This is not that crazy. You can do it. You just have to try a little bit. Go to twobears5k.com to register. And thank you to Spartan for helping us produce and put this on. And everybody at YMH and Birdie Boy. We are so excited. We will see you May 4th in Tampa for the next Two Bears 5K.
And I can't wait for Baker Mayfield to verbally commit.
He's coming?
He's definitely coming.
Great ass on that guy.
So far, only 2 chatterbait ones. Yep, just 2.
Chatterbait's clickbait, baby. I'm telling you.
I know.
Is it?
Yeah, believe me.
Yeah.
I accidentally clicked on it and stayed for 5 years.
Hey, something's burning, something's burning, something's burning.
Dude, have you been to those states where they go, you have to show your ID to get onto Pornhub?
Yes, Texas.
Texas, right?
Yeah.
Who? What animal puts in their driver's license and sets up an account? Do you know what just showed up into my thread the other day? I don't know how it got there. I don't know how it's got in my algorithm. Sounding. Do you know what sounding is?
Of course I know what sounding is. It's when you open the penis hole and you put in, and they get incrementally larger. They're like little metal tubes and it
I
expands
watched
the
a guy
penis hole.
smoke a cigarette like that out of his cock. Weird.
But the cock hole is a very sensitive area. Dominatrixes do that. They'll put the.
But have you ever? In college, I had to get tested for whatever.
Sure.
And I remember the guy told me, he goes, "Hold on to the bench. This is gonna hurt." And I was like, "I'm good." And he was like, "Mm." And when he put it in, I was like, "I don't think I've ever felt a pain like that in my life."
Was it because I've had that too, it's either for syphilis or gonorrhea, it's like a Q-tip, and they put it in the hole and they go, and they spin it a little bit. So yeah, it's very, very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Wow.
You quit drinking, right?
No.
You want a glass of wine?
I would love to.
Hey, pour 2. Yeah, I'm so glad
much.
you're back on my team.
Thank you, Bert.
I heard you took a break, and I was like...
I took a break for a month, but then
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to continue to be sober for what? I think drinking is part of life.
But where did you grow up again? Norway?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the woods.
In the woods?
Kind of.
That's okay.
Can I tell you, I made this meal today because of where you grew up. We overcook in America. We make huge meals. The other day I went to Katana, over by the Comedy Store, the sushi restaurant. And it's kind of like tapas, but meat tapas. And I found that a skewer of steak was more than enough steak that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
That a skewer of miso cod was more than I needed. That one lamb lollipop was more than I needed.
What is a skewer?
It's like a sounding thing with meat on it, basically.
Oh.
Sounding rod.
Oh, the cock.
Oh, that was a perfect segue.
Speaking of delicious treats.
I'm gonna sound these steaks, and then I'm gonna sear them. I'm gonna cook bacon first. I've got a bunch of things. I've got shrimp, I've got cod, I've got lamb lollipops, I got ribeye, I've got miso cod, I'm gonna make a kimchi fried rice for them to sit on top of.
Nice.
And so we'll each get a little smattering of the food, and then there's more if we want it, and then have a glass of wine and have a great time. It is so...
Cheers, Bert. So happy to be here.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so happy to be here. Will we ever get a version of Jim where he drinks?
I hope not. 'Cause it would be melodramatic and annoying.
You know what I've been saying to Jim is that he should try ayahuasca. I really think because he's very intense and very all erratic.
Yeah.
So I think that if he tried something like that, like maybe shrooms.
Ayahuasca scares me too. Like everyone has these weird childhood flashbacks. Like I just don't need to walk through that.
Is there a part of you that goes, I don't know the right way to say this. I'm not saying I'm cooler than you.
Right.
But I'm saying I did it already. I've done mushrooms, I've done acid, I've done all the drugs. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking to solve anything. And I'm not looking to, I only look at that as partying. I don't know about, I watched an Aaron Rodgers documentary and I was like, yeah, man, I wasn't a professional athlete and you have a lot of stress in your life. I'm not that. I'm like a fun guy. I don't know what I need to solve. Someone like you, though, it could, because you're pretty tightly wound, right?
With certain things, yeah, I think so. And I know that would make me even...
I'm also fun. I like to smoke and drink. I just started smoking cigarettes again, but he would be the worst alcoholic. He would get paranoid from smoking weed.
For real?
I would be bad. Yeah, I was
He
a
would kill
terrible.
every vibe.
I was a buzzkill.
But you were 16.
Yeah, I know, but I would still be a buzzkill.
Have you ever been like properly drunk?
Yeah, of course.
But have you ever like, but you were drinking at 16.
Yes.
This is like a great deep dive question. Are you in therapy?
You know, not at the moment, but I should be, because I kind of miss talking to my therapist.
You know what my doctor wanted me to do, Bert?
What's that?
He wanted me to go to rehab.
She also
Fired.
She
Yes.
wanted to go to rehab.
Fired.
Yes.
Oh, I want to go to rehab so bad.
you-
Rehab sounds awesome.
Well, that's why she wants to go because she thinks it's a place where like a distinguished
I
lady
wanted
would
to be
go.
like Lindsay Lohan and just go away for a month.
Yeah, I'm in. I'll go with you.
Yes.
Can we go to a light rehab where you can still drink white wine?
I would never quit drinking. So I learned that the goal of rehab was to stay sober. I didn't understand that that was rehab.
What did you think it was?
I don't know.
What could it
Like
be?
1 month sober.
Oh, like a brief. Well, you could do it for a month if you wanted. But again, I didn't. This is where being married to
It was like 50 grand
royalty.
for a month.
It's very expensive rehab,
Royalty.
and she didn't want to do the one that would have had my insurance would have covered, because she thought I was going to send her to some dump, like where homeless guys are detoxing. So she wanted to go to like one that you have to pay out of pocket, because the real fancy ones don't take insurance.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh.
most of them don't.
I really enjoy sobriety. I enjoy not drinking, but I really enjoy. I don't even enjoy drinking as much as like when you said you were still drinking.
Yeah.
That makes me excited.
The camaraderie.
Yeah, the camaraderie of it, like
Yes.
being on a team all of a sudden.
And since we're cooking, in gastronomy, you gotta have drinks with the meal.
Yes.
And I think drinking is very important. In Europe, they drink to every meal. The Queen had one cocktail every day till
Oh.
she died.
So every Winston,
To every meal she
a
had.
gin and tonic.
Oh, is that what she had?
Yeah, and by the way, I tether to that so much. Like Winston Churchill every morning woke up with a soft scotch, scotch and soda, eggs, coffee, orange juice, jam and toast, paper, in bed, cigar every morning. Then got in the bath with a pint of champagne. Pint of champagne. And then he'd chill, walk around the garden, go to lunch, have another pint of champagne. At 4, he'd have a cognac, take a nap at 5, and then he'd drink hard at night. And I was like, that's the guy.
But we only see the moments of them that they show. Back then, they didn't have, you don't see 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Churchill on the toilet, shitting blood, yelling, "Did Hitler call?" You only see the moments that they showed you. You don't see, the bad health, the vomiting, the fights with his wife, or any of this stuff that probably happened to him.
I'm
like it
very
would any alcoholic.
pro alcohol. Very pro alcohol.
I am.
And
I think I said I got. It's so funny. I had a speech that whatever. I was on a podcast with Tommy. I'm talking shit. Everyone should know if I'm speaking, it's just to make you laugh.
Sure.
My only thing.
Yeah.
And I just said, if you're thinking about quit drinking, don't. It's not you. It's not the alcohol. It's you.
It's you. Yeah.
And I had some hardcore blowback from a couple, especially comedians, that were
Really?
livid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, Bert, but I would never take my sobriety advice from you. Like like anybody, like I've known you for 20 years, and no matter how much you drink, I still love you. But I would never say, well, all right, well, if Bert's doing it, I should do it. You got to do your own thing.
It's the same thing with Joe with the ivermectin. I go, I love Joe, but I'm not taking vaccine advice from Joe.
No, I would, unless he would have me on the podcast. Then, in fact, I actually would.
But what if sobriety is not even a real thing? Maybe it's just people with bad impulse control, and they're not drinking is not the problem. It's their impulse control.
I talked to and edited both those out, both in sobriety, both in recovery, and both of them at different points in totally different separate situations said to me, I haven't jerked off in like 3 days. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, I've been jerking off like 4 or 5 times a day.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, I've never jerked off that much, and I jerk off.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
me when Jim's gone.
But it's like, so the problem isn't just the drugs and alcohol, it's this problem
It's
that
compulsion.
It's compulsion.
It's dopamine. It's like when you're jerking off watching porn, you're like your own dopamine administrator, and you're like a little chimp working the lever. That's all it is. It's just getting yourself high.
That's exactly what it is, Jim. And
Yeah.
that's the thing where I go, so figure out that thing first. Figure out that thing. And then, but like I always say, like for you, Fitzsimmons and Bobby are the 3 guys I think about a lot. Is I go, you guys never got to have like a margarita.
No, I mean, that's true. But I also, other I nevers, like I never drunk drove and hit somebody. Like, so I got lucky there. Like, I never punched somebody I was dating. I never, you know, there's so many bad things that could have happened too. So I did miss out on the margaritas. But my dick works.
I never beat up my girlfriend.
Yeah, these things
those are real things that
Sure.
I think sometimes with you guys who got sober young, people are like, yeah, but you're not that bad of a guy. You're not a mess. And then we go, you should have a drink. And you're like, you didn't know how bad it got.
Yeah, I was a disaster. I'm a compulsive person. I mean, I'm a sex addict. Like all of that stuff just kind of, I can't handle it. It doesn't agree with me.
Hey.
I used to call the FBI. I was just a I would call the FBI to stop Klan marches. You know, young activist Jim. I really should have been executed. I was a real douche. But I was an annoying drunk, a buzzkill.
The FBI to stop Klan marches.
Yeah, I really did that.
That's hysterical.
I read a book on the Klan, and there was a guy who was a preacher in the Klan, and like this is back in like I was 17, so I called information. I got his phone number in Kentucky, and I actually called him, and he answered the phone. And I was arguing about the Klan with him, and he's like, well, I'm out of the Klan now. And we had like a real heart-to-heart chat. So there were kind of good moments, but that's the type of an annoying social activist drunk I was. So it just doesn't agree with me.
This show is sponsored by Cornbread Hemp, and thank you, Cornbread Hemp. Listen, when I take a break from drinking, it doesn't mean that I just want to take a break entirely from everything. Sometimes I like a little THC. And these cornbread gummies are absolutely awesome. The feeling I get when I get my hot tub and I know that I'm not drinking and I feel good about not drinking, but I'm a little relaxed. And these are great because they have the 1-to-1 ratio of THC to CBD, which I have found makes me a little more, you can measure it a little easier, and it really is. And it's real THC, not the synthetic crap. 100% legal hemp. And they ship fast and free. I love the feeling of being in my hot tub and looking at the trees and feeling beautiful and knowing I'm going to sleep phenomenally tonight because there's no alcohol. Alcohol doesn't have to be the default anymore. If you're doing dry January or just looking for a healthier way to relax and have a good guilt-free time, you got to try these cornbread THC gummies. They are phenomenal. And right now, Something's Burning listeners can save 30% off their first order. Just head to cornbreadhemp.com/burning and use code burning at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/burning. Code burning. Cornbread hemp. This is the good life, people.
So you like really cook. Like you can actually cook.
I didn't
you do.
actually know that about you. I was
love
shocked
cooking.
that, and look how perfectly you cut these. Lamb is my favorite meat.
I love cooking, but I didn't always love it. And then my favorite thing in the world, and I said this, if there's a heaven, and I hope there is, my heaven will be cooking meals for my daughters and all their friends. It is my happy place is you got like 10 little girls in the kitchen, and they're all telling about their night, and this guy's a dick, he's a misogynist, and you're listening to little girl talk, and then you're just making breakfast sandwiches or breakfast burritos, and you're pulling them out, and they're like, oh, do you guys have a sauce? And you're like, I'll make you one. I love that more than anything in the world.
I'm just stunned at how different our heavens are.
What's your heaven?
I mean, it's nothing as nice as you just said. I mean, it's me lying on the floor and a bunch of women being handed diuretics. Your heaven's a lot nicer.
It must be neat or interesting to come in from your perspective because you don't see Jim the way I do.
Right.
No,
Like when I moved to
the top of my head.
Well, I do too. But it's interesting because I only see Jim one way, and that is like he was started before I did, so like his approval meant a lot to me. Like his friendship is like I don't know. It's weird when you start as an open micer and you guys are already doing it, and at the level he's done it his whole career. When they're your friends, you go like that moment we had on the cruise when we were all sitting on the back and we were just talking.
It was amazing.
I was like, this is cool as man. I'm sitting here with like a legit comic, and we're talking about comedy. And so like that's the way I see him. You just see him as a person.
Yeah, I didn't even know what comedy was when I met him. So he introduced me to all of that. And I've always told Jim that all of these comedians who's been doing it for years and who are big comedians really respect you. Like you're a veteran comedian. That's Jim.
They're all
Norton.
Comics are usually very nice to each other,
Yeah.
which is
No, they're not.
I think you're very
some guys are dicks.
respected.
As long as you're kind of cool, you're nice to other comics. They're fine
I've been
back.
doing stand-up for a very long
A
time.
long time, yes.
You're when like out of all the comics that you run into, that matter, their opinion matters. Meaning, like, you go like, you were the first person to ever compliment me on any joke I ever told.
What was the joke? It was probably at the Boston Comedy Club,
Yeah,
right?
it was at the Boston Comedy Club. It was my Bert joke.
Oh yeah.
But I remember my buddies were all at that show, my college buddies, and they were like, dude, that guy's incredible. And you came up and you were like, hey, I like that Bert joke. And I was like, really? You're like, yeah. You open it with it? And I was like, yeah. And you go, of course you are. Like, just a fun little like, but that was the cool thing about, I don't know, would you start comedy today if you knew what you knew now?
Yeah, and I would also take acting classes. So I didn't walk in there, and I would learn how to not blink so much when I'm auditioning, because nobody wants to hire a guy to play the mayor who blinks a lot. It's destroyed me.
I feel like I'm very integrated to America now, because I've been here for like 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
And now I'm having beef with Bert Kreischer. It's very nice. I feel like I'm integrated.
Let's eat this
I
first.
feel
Let's
like
see if we
I'm
don't keel over.
American.
What do you miss about Norway?
The nature, how clean it is.
Oh,
But what
yeah?
I don't miss is maybe, I miss the food a lot because the grocery stores is great food.
Yeah.
And I don't think that like a normal American supermarket has great food. Whole Foods does, but
Whole Foods does. Yeah, we compromise quantity over quality.
yeah, like I don't like Hershey's.
Unlike Hershey's?
I don't like
She
Hershey's.
doesn't like Hershey's. This is what I deal with. I have to hear about how good Norwegian
You get me
chocolate
a
is.
cutting board?
How Hershey's is like somebody.
Wait, well, because your chocolate's probably high end over there.
It's much better.
Kimchi. Have you ever had kimchi fried rice?
What is
No.
kimchi? I've heard of it, but I don't
Kimchi
think I've ever eaten it.
yes. Kimchi is it's cabbage, garlic, onion, I think, that's buried in a pot, fermented, but they bury it in a pot in Korea, and they cover it with this like paste, and then they bury it in a pot, tighten it up, and then it ferments, and it's so good for
Is
your
it, is it
gut.
rotting like that lutefisk fish?
Yeah, kind of,
I've
yeah.
actually had kimchi once. One time I met, can I say this?
Yeah, of course.
you can always cut
I
it.
met a North Korean diplomat. And
No
his wife
way.
came over and they served kimchi.
Was it good?
Yeah, I think so.
I wish I
Here,
didn't
try
know
it,
how
try it.
I just want to smell it. I can't.
The smell's not the selling point.
Not bad. Not bad. Are you heating that?
Yeah, I'm gonna heat it.
Can I eat it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What is that you're eating? A piece of cabbage?
It's very good.
It's cabbage, and it's really good for
It's
you.
really good.
Is it good for you?
It's really good for you. A little bit, but
I mean,
not
I
that
should
bad.
just try it and shut my mouth. I really am being annoying.
That's good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And wait till you have it in rice. It's wildly good in rice.
I love it.
Here's what freaks me out about cooking. How do you get everything to be warm at the same time?
That is my OCD.
Yeah.
So I have lollipops in there.
That
So-
would drive me crazy.
So what I do is I time it out. So I set the oven at 450, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the shrimp in first. I'm gonna cook these on here. I'm gonna sear these on here. I'm gonna put the cod takes very little time to cook. 7 minutes. So I kind of time it out so that everything comes out of the side. So right now, rice can sit forever. So right now I'm gonna make the rice.
My
And-
cod always falls apart. How do you cook the cod? In the oven?
So that's why I've skewered it. I've skewered it on here so that hopefully it'll stay together. And I try to broil it. So right now I go to this,
Good.
and then I'm gonna put all of this in, right?
No, just
Nope.
the kimchi first.
Just kimchi first? Oh yeah. Little,
There's all of it.
That's actually very tasty.
It is. I love kimchi.
I love kimchi. I love kimchi.
I didn't want to like this, and what you described, it sounded hideous.
You love
They should change the Wikipedia for this, because it's actually very
You know
tasty.
what?
I'm
It's
liking
Really,
this.
it's kind of addictive and it's
It's
really
good.
healthy.
It's actually
really
good.
healthy.
You know what Jim really hates?
What's that?
Is when he gets bok choy.
Bok choy.
He
Thanks.
says it's like a wet sock.
Yeah, it sucks.
Bok choy never delivers the way you want it to.
Bok choy is angering. Yeah, it's a terrible food.
Bok choy sounds like a
That's good.
Sounds like a butt plug.
sounds like a Korean action star.
Bok choy, yeah.
Can I ask you a weird question?
Yeah.
And by the way, we
ask
can
me
edit anything out.
You can
and
ask me anything.
What's it like to be a shy person and feel like you're not the person in your skin? Like when, like you're shy and you don't want to like be the loud person at a party, but you go, I'm not comfortable with who I am. How do I express this to strangers? Now they're gonna have a lot of questions that I don't feel like answering.
Well, I'm open to any questions. So like if anyone asks me anything, I'll answer anything. I feel like I'm pretty straightforward, but if like I'm around new people, I get really shy because first
Really?
impressions I think are scary. And then when I film things with Jim, like I always get nervous, even if it's our own thing. I don't know why, but I do.
But you are very to the point and very blunt, unpleasantly blunt
Yeah,
sometimes.
but I love who I am, and I try to embrace that, but I'm still shy sometimes.
I love who you are too.
Thank you, Bert.
Leanne really loves who you are.
I love Leanne. She's
yeah,
amazing.
Leanne's a good. I always thought Leanne was a lesbian.
No.
Why? Maybe she's just not attracted to you.
No.
She just got like male energy. This Tuesdays. Yeah. She just has male energy.
She's Southern, right?
Yeah, but she like, I'll tell you what. Last night, you know, not to like downplay how tough these fires for everyone else are and how little my life is difficult, but our surround sound went off.
Oh my God, yeah, the tragedies.
I know, it's rough, man. You don't know. It's like,
But it's annoying when it happens. I get it.
yeah,
When it
but in the
happens,
middle of
it's
the night,
annoying.
it just went wild and just went like that at the loudest.
Oh yeah, that would drive me crazy.
We both panicked. This is how our family works. I went to the garage and got the 8-foot ladder. Leanne got in the attic. Leanne went into the attic to figure out what it was.
What was it?
And then she came down and she goes, I think it's surround sound. And I was like, what do I do? She goes, unplug it. And I was like, okay. Like, I'm not the man in our relationship.
She's like the alpha.
Yeah.
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 You need that though.
Yeah. I'm not gonna marry a woman.
Yeah. Well.
Jim.
Oh, that was perfect.
I'm also the alpha in this relationship.
I wouldn't say that. I would say she's a little bossy.
He
though.
doesn't even know how to hang a picture on the wall.
And how long do you have to leave that rice for?
Oh, that rice is good.
It's done?
That's
Oh.
done. It's gonna be. It should be perfect.
See, when I watch you cook or somebody else cook, it looks enjoyable.
Everything
it.
under control.
Yeah. Can I tell you what drives me nuts? Or I can't stop thinking about this. Ari said to me the other day, "You always make everything about yourself." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Like that's what we do. Like you always everything in comedy is like I wasn't normally like that as a child.
Yeah.
But when you get into comedy and you're like, how does that affect me? What's my take on that? What's my approach?
Yeah.
He said one thing to me on a podcast, and it's bothered
Well,
me.
is there truth to it? Like, the thing is this, we all do it as comics, and there's times to do it. Like, if we're joking about something, like, yeah, I had that gig. But if somebody comes up and they're like, look, you know, you found out today my grandmother has cancer, and you go, oh, my hat's dirty. That's probably definitely not a thing to make about.
I might do that. I don't know. Is it dirty? I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, it depends on what it is. Because if it,
trays. Can I get trays? Trays to put in the oven. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Now, was he talking about that, or was he saying like when you're joking around, you just always make it about you and your?
I don't know. Just in a podcast.
Did he give you an example?
No, he couldn't give me an example.
I would have demanded an example.
Two.
That's a harsh accusation.
But Rogan said it about me before to me, but I'm always like, I don't know. It's like I don't know. I think it's like a comic's sense of a sensibility is like you tell me about this, and then I go, how do I relate to that? Like I don't know. And so I've been trying to not make everything about myself lately, and I think.
It's hard. It's very hard to not do it. It's an instinct to do it. And it's also like at times if we're just listening, sometimes it feels like, well, I don't exist. I have nothing to say. I'm just listening. I don't know how to look like I'm listening.
Oh.
It's also hard for me to feign interest. So a lot of times you're probably not interested in what people are saying, and it's hard for you to put on the like, oh God, that's a very interesting point you're making. It's hard for you to fake that. A lot of people are not interesting. That's what I would say to Ari Shafir, be more interesting. What is that?
These are lamb lollipops.
Why lollipops? Because they got the little stick on them?
Yeah, because they got the little stick on them.
Yeah, it was an asshole question. What could it have meant? Why would I ask that?
And then we're gonna put these in here. And hopefully everything will come out roughly around the same
I
time.
love lamb.
I love lamb too.
It's my favorite meat. I love it.
I love lamb.
I can always have lamb.
And how do you know how long everything takes to cook?
You know, that's the hardest part about all this is it's all feel. It's like just kind of watching it, and then with meat, it's touching it. And it should, the whole thing is like a fist versus like, this is what medium rare is, and this is what well done is. And it's just doing it enough.
How do you prefer your meat?
Medium rare. What about you guys?
Medium well.
Medium well, yeah.
Done. That's actually easier and takes way less stress off me. Because you'll, like Kylie's dad, if it's not medium rare, he just won't eat it. And he'll walk away and make a sandwich in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know who I've been watching unironically? Julia Child. I subscribed to PBS to watch her very first, I'm on season 2 now.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to make omelette. And she's
the
wonderful. If you have time, you should watch, if you haven't, watch Julia Child.
Julia Childs.
She's watching the original black and white episodes.
The
It makes me
French cook.
furious.
I love her.
Do you know who she is? You know who she is, right?
Of course. Yeah. That's almost kind of sexy.
Yeah.
It's like the black and white. It's like, you remember Yule Hauser?
No.
Yule Hauser was, you remember Yule Hauser? Yule Hauser was, he was a travel host in LA, in California, and be like, well, hey, I'm here. This is golly, this is fun. And you got a vineyard in here? Well, you gotta tell me about, that's actually a great, I am horrible at impressions. That is a balls-on Yule Hauser impression.
Yeah.
Well, golly, this is crazy. Well, show me everything. All right, let's go.
I already like him more than Julia Childs. Just from your impression of him. He reminds me of my childhood. Like when she has that on, I think my mother would watch that crap. My grandmother liked it.
Love
it's
her.
horrible.
Do you know that Julia Child was taller than me?
No.
Yeah, she's
Can
a
you believe
giant brute of a woman.
And Jim said one time, she's kind of sexy.
I probably was kidding. She's not very.
Man, I'll tell you what. And my wife's like a little person, but like there is something sexy about like. You ever seen Gabby Reese? Gabby Reese is like volleyball.
Oh,
Married to Laird Hamilton. I'm sure you probably interviewed her at some point. She is 6'2", 6'3", and there's just something beautiful. Beautiful about
there's
it.
a woman.
I mean, she's beautiful as it is. I should just say she's beautiful, but like her size is like remarkable.
There's a woman too. I forget. She's on Instagram, and she might be like 6'5". She's one of these giant people, and she's really sexy. Like it's a really sexy. She's got like she knows that she's sexy, so she's kind of like puts up little bikini pictures and stuff. But she's a giant, gargantuan, brute of a woman.
She would be a good dominatrix.
Yeah, she would be.
It's kind of crazy when you think of like.
Oh God, that was.
Do you think that the internet has made beauty more accessible?
I mean, it's definitely opened up the world of fetish, and it's just definitely made people who aren't classically attractive, like if you're out there, somebody will find you and find you attractive.
Yeah.
Like big, tall people who are probably self-conscious about being a woman who's 6'5", you won't really, oh my God, there's 300,000 guys that like this. Whereas if you just lived in a small town, people would be like, who's this monster?
When was the first time you were open? Because I've known you forever about your fetish but it was always like a kind of lighthearted joke and Monster Rain and all that.
Yeah.
When was the first time you were open with your friends about, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm going through?
It depends on what it was. Like on different things, like, all the perverted, like, piss stuff. I mean, I've talked about that forever.
Yeah.
But I never actually had to sit down with my friends.
Like Bobby and Carlin and...
They just knew it was true.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't care, and I knew they knew it was true. And I also...
Glass of wine?
I also know stuff about all my friends, too. Like, so many... It's crazy how many people, and I won't mention any names, that are a certain way publicly, and when you know them privately, you're like, how do you say that stuff publicly when it's not who you are? So I just found it easier to be consistent.
Yeah.
That smells unbelievable, by the way.
This is
Incredible.
got a great crust.
Well, you have any fetishes? I don't know anything about you sexually.
So,
Like, for real.
I'll tell you, for real,
Yeah.
Leanne and I were very meat and potatoes our whole history.
Yep.
Very meat and potatoes. Very, very, like, casual. Didn't have honestly, her getting on top of me, her reverse cowgirl was like a big deal.
Yeah.
It was like a big, like, a negotiable. I had to negotiate that. I couldn't just go, hey, maybe do that. And she'd be like, huh? What am I supposed to look at? Your feet? And I was like, okay. And then just recently, and I don't know if it's when our girls left, but just recently we've gotten a lot more adventurous. Where it's been, I said to her the other day in the car, I go, I am so grateful that I have you as a partner and I don't have to be embarrassed of who I am.
Right.
The things I like, I'm not cool with.
What's something you like that you are embarrassed by? Or it could be something that you...
Getting my nipples sucked.
Yeah, it feels good, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I just felt embarrassed by it because it wasn't like the cool thing to say to a girl in college, I guess.
Sucked or bitten?
Sucked.
Okay.
Sucked. I like to, I feel like I lose my stomach.
Right.
Ah, because her head is right there, yeah.
Yeah, and so these are mine. These are a little more rare.
They look good.
And, but I think I leave them right here. Oh yeah, thank you.
So are you good at asking for it, or will it just kind of happen, or do you kind of like just push your nipple up?
I'll ask for it, and I never would ask for it. I just would go, I won't get it. I'm cool not getting it.
Right.
And now I'm like a little better asking for it.
Yeah, I used to love it.
I said to her the other day, I said, I'm so happy I'm in a relationship where I can be who I am.
Yeah, I mean, it is horrible. Like, there was one woman many years ago who I told about certain things I had done and certain things I liked, and she's like, you can never tell me stuff like that again.
It's so gross.
I went to lunch with her the next day, and I ended the relationship. Not angrily, but I'm like, I'm not gonna pretend I'm not this guy. There's no open, yeah.
There's no openness. It's like, am I gonna lie about being someone I'm not?
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm not saying like, I'm not even like a crazy sex guy. I'm not. And then when the girls left, all of a sudden the floodgates opened, and it was like really fun. It's been so fun having sex with her that I go, I'm bummed for all her ex-boyfriends that never got to see this side of her.
Right.
Because I go, dude, this is a vixen.
Well, that's like the sexual prime for women. It's different, right? For them, it's different than for us. So they get very, plus the kids are not there, so you probably don't have to feel guilty like doing this dirty shit in the house. I don't know what it's like to have kids, but I can imagine I'd feel up if they were in the next room. I want a baby. It's not happening. I mean, I believe me, I made sure that there'd be no accidents. That was my main goal in this wedding.
I knew
was to make sure that there were no accidents.
I feel the clock ticking, my ovaries.
No, I don't want kids. Kids are... Oh, I hope the cod is burned.
It's perfect.
I'll still eat it. I'll still eat
perfect.
it.
It's perfect.
I don't care.
It's perfect.
I like burned food. It smells
perfect.
good, man.
It's perfect. It's perfect. This is all perfect.
God, that smells good.
It's great to be open about sex.
Yeah.
It's so good, and it's like what is it? The whole thing. You're only as sick as your secrets.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, the idea that I would jerk off to something on the road that my wife didn't know about made me feel sick.
You know, it's funny, like that, one thing I say, there's nothing I feel like I can't tell Nikki. Like, there's nothing I've done or nothing I like that I'm afraid that she would find, you know, it's all stuff that she knows or...
Same with jokes, like whatever it is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, jokes are easier though than telling
No, but
something.
I mean, we have fun, you know?
Yeah, yeah. None of it's off limits.
No.
And do you
Nothing's off limits to me.
No, not at all.
That's the other cool thing about Leanne is like, as wild as I've talked about our family and our everything, she's like, if it's funny, it plays. I always thought that was a cool.
Yeah, I do a lot of material about my wife, and the idea of.
I love what you're doing about. I love what you're doing about your wife.
Oh, thank you.
I told you that when I saw you at Joe's Club. I was like, dude, you are going in the right direction.
Thank you, man. This smells really like. This legitimately smells good.
All right, and then steak, and we should be.
And do you do a thing where you'll start eating one thing and then just kind of let the other stuff heat because you've already started the process, or do you wait till it's all done?
I wait till it's all done, and then these skewers are the shit.
Yeah, the metal.
I mean, I think more things should be on skewers.
Wow.
It's so good. So what I'll do right now is start plating.
Don't they get hot though, like where you can't touch them?
Eh.
Was that an idiot question? Was that what a blithering idiot says at a table? Is there anything you wanted that, I don't know, I'm asking this loudly. Is there anything that you wanted to do that you're like, nobody will go for this? And not, you know.
No, I think, I don't know. That's not it's hard for me to answer.
What's something you would jerk off to that you would be embarrassed about?
like I'll tell you one perfect one is I had a dream about Leanne as a dominatrix gimp, or dominatrix, and she was in latex. And I woke up and I went on Amazon and I bought the outfit, right?
Ah.
I bought the outfit, and then when the outfit showed up and I saw it, I was embarrassed.
Oh.
So I was like, oh yeah, my bad.
How do I ask her to put this on?
I got 2 sizes because I didn't know what size she was going to be. And when she saw it, she goes, what the is this? And I was like, it's the thing. I remember I was like, told you I was like, she was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm this girl.
That's cute.
And I was like,
I love that.
Well, the sizes, you better err on the side of caution. Like you get a small and a medium, you know.
I got a medium and a large.
Okay. Did she wear it?
It's really aggressive. It's really aggressive.
Does it have cutouts?
No.
Okay.
It's got a zipper from here all the way up
I
the back.
like that.
Jim, me too.
I
me
like
too.
that. I'm a fan of the
I was
zipper.
a big fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. Those are real. I like
Yeah.
like things like with the crotch cut out, like just really exposing dirty things. It drives me crazy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And
A lot of people think that me and Jim have filthy sex just
Yeah.
because he is so sexual. But out of all the guys I've been with, I have the most normal sex with Jim.
Yeah, it's really weird
It's
for
crazy.
me too. It's
Really?
the most- I guess because we're married and she she
No, but
turns me on just
even
being her.
before that, when we first met, it was always vanilla-ish.
Kind of, yeah. Which
Really?
I'm fine with. Yeah.
I did think the thought, just because Jim has been with so many prostitutes, that I thought that if he had AIDS, would I still marry him? And I probably don't think so.
okay.
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
But that's a
I sometimes
conversation my
wish
wife and I
Leanne
have
had herpes. Because I go, now we're committed forever.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. But just the fact that she can say, like, yeah, Jim's been with these prostitutes, like, I love the fact that there's no, I don't have to hide anything or worry about her
Yeah.
finding out anything. That's the worst way to live, when your partner finds out that you're not who they think you are.
You know, I tell you what, I'm glad I wasn't like a big pussy guy growing
Yeah.
up. Because if I was, I would have, all of it would have been something for me. And it never was. It was always about like coming home to see the girls, and you know, I got really lucky. I got lucky, and for whatever reason, for me it was about comedy and getting on the road and having fun and partying.
Yeah.
I think you're a very respectable man. You run a family. You run your own career. I think you're very respectable, Bert.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I've
Yeah.
spent a little
Appreciate
too
that.
much time. I've spent a little too much time in front of the computer, Bert. A little too much
Yes.
time.
And I
fucking
always know,
Marriott's.
because this is what happens. He'll be in the office and he'll put up the green screen. So he'll be
No.
behind the green screen, and I'm just like, Jim, I know you're watching porn here in your man cave, behind your green screen. This is not for the UFC podcast. He leaves it up for the
It's
whole
not for the
week.
UFC podcast.
No.
No, I do the UFC twice a week.
Please.
So I have a green screen.
It's okay.
But I sit on the sofa, but the green screen is transparent.
No,
So-
it's not.
Oh, you can't? I always thought it was.
That's his porn shield.
I always thought you could see my computer when you walked in, so it would never have occurred to me to hide what I was watching.
And we have like shades, so there's a terrace, and like behind the office, there's always the shades are down. So if I go out to have a smoke or anything, or walk my dog on the terrace, I can't see.
Oh, I would never even think. I would never.
But it's okay. You
think.
can watch porn. I don't mind.
She doesn't care if I watch
But I
it.
don't like you getting addicted.
Yeah, but I don't care if you know I watch porn once in
No,
a
but
while.
I don't like you being
But
addicted.
isn't there something fun about sneaking it though? Like a little bit. Don't you like you don't want your wife going, oh, you're watching that stuff again? And you go, yeah. It's just not as fun.
No, there's something of the dirtiness of it
Right.
is what I like.
Yeah, getting away with it. Like, oh, who's a naughty boy?
What more do you want, Jim?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's all it is now. Like, for years it was doing stuff on the road that I shouldn't be doing, and now it's just, do I want my wife to know that I'm watching this?
But it's weird that he had a real sexual addiction, and then meeting me, it kind of just dissolved.
That is kind of interesting. How did I think this was going to work?
What are you doing?
Oh, it's great.
Putting the steak on the skewer,
Oh, it's hot, right?
and then
It's awesome.
just put this on there.
That looks good. Perfect. That looks really good.
It's incredible.
You can really cook.
We only eat breakfast.
So wait, it is
Thank you,
genuinely
Bert.
hot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bert. Very good. Is it too hot to touch?
I'll tell you. Nope.
It's spicy, but
It's
not
incredible.
not offensively spicy.
I'll tell you right now.
Ooh, that's good.
Miso cod we put in yesterday and let it marinate in the miso sauce. Miso cod
Overnight.
might be my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, it's great. This is delicious.
This is really good, Bert.
This is also the right amount. It's not too much miso cod.
If you serve this at your restaurant, I would order it every time.
Yeah,
And here's my take on a restaurant. I would do one thing and do it amazing. Right?
what would you do?
This is
I'm
amazing.
thinking, here, let me get you a better knife.
Great. Thank you.
So much
This is
better
really
knife.
good.
The, trying to see how the mother.
Good. Is that good or I f***ed up?
That's amazing. God damn.
What a fabulous cook you are, Bert.
Yeah, you can
This
lick-
is really yummy.
A little spicy too. I like
This
that.
is amazing. It's perfect.
So where do you guys want to travel to? Is there anywhere you want to go together?
Tokyo. I want to see Japan and Hawaii.
Have you never been to Japan?
No.
Oh, it's amazing.
Or Hawaii.
I want to go back to
You never been to
Iceland.
Hawaii?
No.
No, I really want to go.
Are you serious?
I've had no reason to go.
Oh, Hawaii is f***ing incredible.
And I lost my radio job, so I won't be going this year. But I do want to go eventually.
I want to do a honeymoon in
Yeah.
Hawaii.
In Hawaii? Hawaii is pretty amazing. I don't understand what people do when they don't drink on vacation. Because like,
Me too.
like I'd always like Joe Lisco's and him and his wife have great trips together, and they like go bike riding and stuff. And I just look at that and I go, I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, when do you go to the bar? Or you read books, I guess, on the beach. But Leanne loves that. I just wish I had that mentality. I just am always like,
My brain is too much like that.
yeah.
I can't even read. I have to read it 3 times over.
We're just dumb shit. Like, I like to relax, go out to dinner, and then just come home and watch something on the computer. Like, it's not the most fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she
Well,
wants
I have a cognac or 2 or
yeah,
3 or 4.
she'll order booze to the room.
But I'm not an alcoholic.
I mean, you know. It's like an outside opinion from my husband.
We need to go on a double date.
Oh, yeah.
So that you and Leanne can talk and we can talk.
Me and Leanne can talk while you two are ass to ass vomiting out the back windows.
Jim has never seen me with a bucket. Ever.
That's not true.
Never.
Have you ever thrown up from drinking?
Never. I never get a hangover. Ever.
Me either.
I can drink a whole vodka bottle and I can wake up the next day and do my makeup.
Not only is
at
she lying.
7 a.m.
Not only.
She got sick. We were in Paris in 2017, and not only did she throw up, but she threw up in the tub. In the tub.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry, we're
Well, I
saying
had
Chloe.
to throw up real quick.
Yeah. I've been there.
But he proposed. He was on his knees, the ring.
That was Vancouver. She also vomited after
Yeah,
I
I did.
proposed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Leanne,
Nerves.
if I throw up, I've thrown up in the sink before and then just walked away from it and be like, Leanne. And then Leanne will take care of it. She'll take care of it. Leanne threw up in our sink recently with this virus that was going around. Leanne got it, and I got it. We all got a text, me and the girls. Everyone was home. We got a text. Hey, I threw up in the sink downstairs. Someone needs to clean it.
Oh.
And immediately, me and my daughter started texting each other like, not it, not it. And then I went down and I was like, all right, here we go. And I misread it. I thought it said in the garage. It said the garbage disposal, but I'm dyslexic, so I just read the garage. So I went to the garage and I looked for throw up and I was like, no, I don't see any. I was like, cool. And then I reread it and I was like, garbage disposal. And I was like,
That's
I was like, maybe I can just turn this hose on or whatever, not look at it. And I went and it's totally clean. And I was like, what? And then Leanne was like, no, of course I cleaned it. I just need you to scrub it with Lysol so that no one gets sick. And I was like, I never thought that was a thing.
No. The fact that she cleaned it was pretty nice. I would have left it.
Bro, I would have. Dude, one time I went to Aspen for the Aspen Comedy Festival and I got altitude sickness.
Yeah.
And I got, my parents were there, my wife was there, my daughters were there, my sisters were there. And I walked in and I was sick. I knew I was sick. I got into the Airbnb and I sat on the toilet. And the second I sat on the toilet, I started shitting and I smelled it and I was like, I'm throwing up. And I leaned into the tub to throw up. And as I threw up, I sprayed the wall with shit.
Really?
I sprayed the wall. And I
Good
went,
for you.
this is bad. This is really bad. I then got into the shower, took a full shower, didn't look at anything, walked out with blinders on. And my dad goes, how you doing, buddy? I said, I need to talk to my wife. So Leanne came in and she said, what's going on? And I said, I shit all over the walls in there. I need you to clean it. Leanne goes, I'm gonna get your mom.
Oh yeah, that's not a wife duty.
My mom comes in, and I go, Mom. She goes, what's up? I said, Mom, I shit all over the walls in the bathroom. I need you to clean it. And my mom goes, honey, I got it. And my mom walked into the bathroom, came back and goes, I don't see it. I said, what? She goes, I don't see it. It's not in there. And I was like, like immaculate diarrhea. Like I shit on the walls and it just disappeared. I don't know what happened to it.
Did Leanne clean it? Maybe
don't know.
housekeeping
Was it in
did
the ceiling?
No, it might have been on the ceiling. It was on the ceiling. And everyone's like, I don't see it. It's just sitting there like Alien in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no, I never know. And then Leanne got sick. My daughters got sick. Everyone got sick that Aspen. Did you ever go to Aspen?
I did, and I went to Vail before Aspen was a festival.
For real?
The Vail Comedy Festival, yeah. Voss in Aspen, I love this. Voss had to follow Carlin, and he was so nervous that he couldn't breathe, so they had to give him oxygen, which makes me so happy that there's this big shot to follow Carlin, and he's just too frightened to do it. So he had to sit there and breathe in an oxygen mask. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I quit spitting into it. I didn't mean to. Yeah, Vail was fun. That's where I met Doug Stanhope.
For real?
He was my roommate in the Vail Comedy Festival in 1995. We shared a room together. And he was so crazy. He kept all of his possessions on the bed with him. I was so, like, he would empty his suitcase and he would be on the bed and all of his stuff was on the bed. It was just such a strange...
I do that.
Why?
In a hotel, I keep everything on the bed with me.
Are you afraid of bugs touching
No,
it?
no. I like to organize it on the bed and then I like to put my arm over it like it's another pillow.
But aren't we worried about bed bugs? I don't put a thing on the bed.
Do you sleep like that with your hand over the pillow?
Over something. I
Me
need
too.
a girlfriend.
King size. I love
Leanne
that.
calls it a girlfriend. I need a pillow. Like when we sleep, I sleep with like 6 pillows. And I have pillows in between me and Leanne. I wrap my arm around it. I'm like hardcore like that.
Can you sleep with someone's arm around you or your arm around her?
No, don't touch me.
Yeah. I can't be touched either.
Leanne, if she cuddles up with me, like sometimes she'll cuddle up to go to sleep and like for whatever reason, I don't know, whatever reason that you do that.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and go,
I'll tell her I don't want to be touched.
Yeah.
She likes to cuddle when we sleep. I can't.
We don't
fucking-
cuddle.
No, I know, but you want to. Like you can sleep
I
with
can
somebody.
fall asleep cuddling.
you could?
It's horrendous.
100%.
Yeah.
I prefer that.
Don't touch me.
What temperature do you like the bedroom at?
Like a cadaver would be comfortable in there. Frozen.
Leanne likes it hot as shit. 74 and she's happy.
Yeah.
I want it 66. Can I tell you, Jimmy Carter, when he got elected, he said, we're gonna save energy in this country. Can you pull up Jimmy Carter's exact temperatures he told you to keep your house at? This is gonna blow you away.
It's going to annoy me, I'm sure.
It's gonna blow you away. In 1982, I think it was. No, it's gotta be 1978. He said, what? 1977, he said, hey, we're talking about temperature in
I
a...
didn't know it was you guys today.
Hi, Leanne. How are you?
Good to see you guys. You look beautiful.
You smell
So
good.
do you.
I do?
Yeah. We're talking about cuddling in a bed
Yeah.
and temperature in a bedroom.
Cuddle.
Do you have opposing bedroom temperature choices?
I choose the couch.
Yeah.
You do? I choose the couch a lot too.
What were Jimmy Carter's temperatures? 65 and what?
55.
65 was the hottest you should keep your house, and 55 was the lowest you should keep.
He's misrepresenting.
God damn it!
Here's what he said. Jimmy Carter said in the winter, you put your heat thermostat at 65. He keeps representing it like Jimmy Carter said in the summer.
For
Put your air conditioning. No, he was trying to be. He was conserving energy. So it's the opposite of what you're representing.
What did he say about the summer though?
He didn't talk about the summer.
Oh.
Well, in the South, I'm from Georgia. We didn't have air conditioning. We had an attic fan. You just open
That's
the
the
window.
same as in Norway.
Oh, is it?
Zero AC.
It's
It
the
doesn't
worst.
exist.
No, it didn't exist.
Yeah.
My grandmother at
Wow.
88 had no air conditioning ever.
It's like that in the South.
Yeah.
Wait, did you sauna a lot growing up?
Yeah. It's very popular.
Love it. My favorite thing to do in Norway was do the sauna and then jump in the fjords.
I know.
Oh,
Go
we did it
straight
when we
out
were
in
on
the
tour.
water.
They have these little boats that are sauna boats.
They have outside saunas on like this pad.
It was one of the funnest things we ever did. And you're in with a bunch of Norwegians, and then everyone's like, and then you just,
Def Leppard song.
It's a very unpleasant language. It's
Have
a
you
very,
been,
very.
Leanne? You would love it.
I think I would. I love everywhere.
she's going to
I love
Paris
travel.
this week.
Yes, we're going to Paris.
With your friends or together?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going as a team.
Oh, I think you said she's going to Paris. I said,
Oh no, we're going to Paris. Yeah. No, she's going. I'm gonna watch.
Wow.
Leanne's like, I want to get lost in Paris, and I was like, can you imagine if someone said that in New York City? I just want to get lost in like Spanish Harlem and not know where I am, lose my wallet, and like have a nice watch on and see what I
have a
would.
fun adventure.
Yeah, have a fun adventure.
Have a fun of a MAGA hat.
I'm learning French.
French?
I was talking quick.
You're going to say France and French.
Yep, I was French. I'm learning French. It's gonna be good.
What can you say in French?
What do you like me to say?
Count to 10. Or
Nope. Can you do something with dogs and cats?
I don't know dogs and cats.
I do.
Oh, what do you say about a dog and cat?
Un chat, chai, chat,
What?
chat, chai, chat, chat, un chat, un chat,
Ferme la
You
bouche.
sound Nigerian.
un femme,
Not
un
sure.
homme, un
I
garçon.
don't think that qualifies completely as French.
I've learned how to say I need a boy, I need a cat, and I need a woman.
I need a boy.
I need a boy, I need a dog, and I need a cat. Quick.
I need a boy?
Some guy in the corner. Do you have a boy I can borrow?
I need a boy. What a bizarre thing to say.
Yes. Some
I
guy
need a
walks
boy.
in and says, "Take a seat" in French.
Need a boy? Now.
Don't say that in Thailand.
No.
Do you know back in the day you guys would talk about Gary Glitter, Jim?
Oh yeah.
And I never knew who Gary Glitter was until Joker 2.
Really?
Until Joker.
Yeah, because they used the song.
Yeah. Do you know what Joker that song that is? Dum dum sh- dum dum sh- dum dum dum. Dun 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 dun.
It was big
Gary
in arenas and stuff. And
It was
sporting
huge,
places,
and it was
yeah.
a huge band song. And then after Joker came out, they outed. Jim was out in Gary Glitter years ago. And he went to Thailand and apparently like
spent time
some
in
with children.
prison. Yeah, he's a pedophile, and he spent time in prison, and he got out, so nobody would play the song in stadiums anymore, even though it is a toe tapper. But
Toe tapper.
I mean, I could separate the art from the artist. Like I'm a huge fan of Hitler's paintings. His landscapes will bring it to you.
Oh my gosh.
It was no, he was went to jail. He was in prison, and but they bought he doesn't own the rights anymore. That's why they used it in Joker, because he was not going to profit off it.
Oh, okay.
Somebody else owns that song now, so he made no money off it.
Wait, okay, let's be real.
Sure.
If we're talking about art and Bitcoin and all that like kind of intangible stuff about like what is worth, a Babe Ruth rookie card versus a Hitler painting.
Hitler painting worth the most,
What, right?
right?
I mean,
It has to.
Because look,
Is that bad for me to say?
no, you're Norwegian. You can say whatever you want.
Absolutely.
You guys fought them.
We were occupied.
Oh, you were occupied? Oh, is Norway the place where they just kind of like, hey, if you don't with us, we can
Yeah.
walk through, right? Yeah. I remember I made a joke in Norway. I was like, this is a beautiful city. It's almost like World War II didn't happen here.
Yeah.
And they were like, it didn't.
Yeah.
So
they,
wait,
they Airbnb'd all of Norway, basically.
by the way, can I tell you this, like the thing on Instagram that I miss the most? It's like when the guy goes, in 1878, Jason Cromwell waved to a boat. The wave originated at 3 years before. A goat had ran into a
Wait, hold
field.
on. Are you talking about your missing Instagram because you've been off it for 24 hours?
27.
Wow,
27.
congratulations.
Do you know who I'm by the way, I just did a great impression of an Instagram guy. Everyone should know.
My algorithm and yours are vastly different.
Can I see your algorithm? Can I see your algorithm?
Sure.
All he gets is
Was that
bulges.
cheating?
No.
Let me
No.
see.
If I can be on someone else's algorithm.
cheating.
Let me get my glasses. Where are my glasses?
How do I know which is the algorithm?
You have to go.
Here, I'll
like
show
the
you. Go to the
feed.
search.
Like right here.
The
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, I got that in mind. I definitely got that in mind.
Oh, you do?
Of course, anytime it's a
Like
vagina
free
shot
driving?
swimming.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A vagina shot.
Yeah.
It's great that these men get a little.
A little
something.
camel
Right.
toe. I like a
Secret.
little camel toe.
He likes
Can
a
I
big
tell you?
fat pussy bulging out of the yoga tights.
I like
Almost
this
like
guy.
a cock.
I just opened this one the other day.
Is it
That's
the
them cutting
hornets?
over the hornet's nest.
Those Japanese hornets are the worst. They're not, I hate people call them murder. They're the Japanese hornets. They're this big. Did you ever see the guy who attacks them with scissors? Like they land on his honeybee nest.
Jim,
and he
you have a
cuts them
lot
with
of
scissors.
Japanese hornets
I'm
on your
obsessed
thing.
with them, yeah. I'm obsessed with Japanese.
Can I tell you?
Japanese hornets kill the bees? Like local bees?
They're like this big.
Yeah.
And they're like 30 of them will kill 30,000 honeybees.
What?
They raid the hive. They're
What?
terrible beasts.
Jim, we got kind of similar Instagram feeds.
Camel toe and bees.
I used to do a show called Open Tabs where I would go through someone's open tabs on their Safari, and I would do it for myself and then tell you everything I learned for the week. And I so badly want to bring it back because it's fun to show people what they've Googled in curiousness and go, so wait, what is this? And then go, oh, that's a hornet's nest. Dude, I'm obsessed with these hornets. Like, I think that's, because I've seen that exact same post.
Who would show you their real tabs open?
I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine.
You would.
Give me my phone. Give me my phone.
You could always
Give me
look
my
at
phone.
Safari in.
I'll give it to you right now. I'll give it to you right now. And you can ask me anything about everything I've Googled, and I'll tell you why I Googled it and what it has to do with, and I have no idea what's on my...
Wait, so you didn't do the private browser?
You could do a private browser,
I
yeah.
only do the private.
So everything's right there.
Don't drop this.
Wow.
So you can just...
Chatterbait.
Oh, that's because she doesn't know what that is. She doesn't know what that is. No, when you click onto
Talking about
Pornhub,
bait and fishing.
when you...
Oh, is that right?
It's just anything about... It's
don't
when you
believe
click
it.
onto Pornhub, they automatically ask you if do you want to jerk off with local teens.
I see the C logo. It's not even a title.
which one is it?
It says can't open page, but I recognize the title.
What is the title?
You know I work there, Bert.
What? Wait, what is it?
Which one?
What is it?
Chatterbait.
Oh, I recognize. Let's see. I agree.
Yeah, but Chatterbait.
Oh, these are just nice girls too. That's not the window I would have been. They're actually very attractive.
You know-
Wait,
What is
Chatterbait.
you?
Chatterbait is when you get on Pornhub, it offers, and if you hit
Right.
skip ad too early, it goes to Chatterbait.
Sure. Visit campus. That's just too nice.
Visit campus.
Oh, let's see what this one is. Why, you must have missed that ad twice. That's another window. Hold on
You're
a second.
opening the same window you
Oh,
had
no, I'm not. Oh, no, I'm not. Look,
These are not.
look,
These
there's
are
those windows.
Oh, these are all Pornhub ads.
Wow.
Let's see, what is this?
Wow.
Pornhub.
These are all Pornhub ads.
Yeah. I don't know what this is.
This really backfired.
Yeah, it sure did.
I looked at
So far, only 2 Chatterbait ones. Yep, just 2.
Chatterbait's clickbait, baby. I'm telling you.
I know.
Is it?
Yeah, believe me.
Yeah.
I accidentally clicked on it and stayed for 5 years.
That is a lot of Chatterbait.
Oh, it sure is.
Hey, this has been a great episode.
Yeah. I enjoy that game a lot.
I'm sweating so bad right now.
That got me hot too.
Oh,
That hit home.
I love you guys.
I love you too, man.
guys.
And
I
you,
love you
Leanne.
I
guys.
love you guys too.
This-
so good to see you.
This food was
Yeah.
legitimately good.
It's-
Did you
Yeah.
like the outfit when he brought it? Was it
latex?
with the one he brought you? Was it inappropriate?
The
or was
we did a nurse one for.
The nurse
I don't
one
know.
was
If
fine.
The
nurse one was fine.
Nurse-
Nice.
Fine.
Now, were you the patient? It would be
Yeah.
awful if you were the male nurse. It was
Yeah.
blue scrubs. Really unsexy. What did you
And
do?
they're like, shh.
One of those angel of death guys. I just smothered an old woman with a pillow. She was in pain.
Is that a hospice worker?
I just go in and I just take her vitals and leave.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
The nurse one was hot. It was
Yeah.
hot.
the latex one was too much for me.
Too much, right?
But we're gonna grow into it. We're gonna grow into it.
No, I'm not.
We're gonna grow into it. I love you guys to death.
Love you
I'm
too.
so happy for you guys.
Thank you, guys.
And next time you guys come out, let's not do a podcast. Let's just go to dinner.
Yeah, let's do that.
That'd be
Love
great.
to.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Thanks for having
Let's
us.
do that.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
It's awesome.
Great episode, everybody.
Something's burning.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.